On today's episode of the Command Center podcast, there's a lot of hate. We got hater Jason in town. We get all the hate out. Hopefully we help everybody kind of feel a bit better.
Yeah, that's our job.
And then we got the Chargers preview. We talk about the injuries. We talk about their playmakers. And we talk about that man, Justin Herbert, man.
He is a baller.
Playing good ball for sure. We got hell yeah or hell nah. It all starts right now. Welcome to the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson here with Fred Smoot and Santana Moss.
Hi.
Is that the same color as the jerseys the Miami Dolphins wore last night? They had some crazy jerseys.
The jersey was fresh. The black jersey. I like them. You ain't like them?
I mean, all right.
They remind me of the Houston jerseys when they go dark blue. I think they fresh. They were fresh, man.
They were pretty sweet.
Yeah, but didn't have it had orange trim on it, no?
Yeah, it had orange trim with the baby blue.
Had a little
teal in there. Yeah.
No, yeah. Just checking out the Marlins, right? Marlins hat?
Yeah.
All right, just a reminder, we're in the Big Bear AI Command Center studio.
Yeah.
And got to pay bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are buying tickets
Right there.
to the Monday night game versus the I pointed the wrong way.
Yeah.
Versus the Bears, please buy them through us.
Why not?
You guys watched the show here. You supported us. You voted for us.
Yeah.
You guys are going to go to the game anyway.
Yeah.
Just buy them right there. Use the QR code. If that doesn't work for you, link in the description. We really appreciate it. That is maybe the most helpful thing you can do to support this show.
What I want you to do is put your phone on photo, put the photo right there with that QR code right there. Bring that information up, buy that ticket, tell them Fred Smoot sent you.
Do you ever get tripped out by that? I get tripped out by QR codes every once in a while. I feel like I'm living in the future.
I get tripped out because I don't know if it's fraud.
That is one
I
that
don't know
trips
if
me out
somebody
too.
trying to get me. So
When you're at like a parking meter or something, and they've got
man,
the
the thing's scary. The other day I just got a text message saying that I didn't pay a parking meter in DC, and I knew of lately I've been driving to DC for my Wednesday night show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, maybe I haven't. And then the lady tell me there that the night she saw me paying for it,
Yeah.
she like, it's free the time you come. So
yeah,
I'm like,
after 8.
I'm like, the text message scared me, but I didn't click on it.
Yeah.
So I just said I will pay next time I go.
Yeah.
Just in case that text message was telling me that I haven't been paying. She was like, nah, somebody know you've been coming, and that's fraud.
Yeah.
That thing's scary.
Yeah, so, but it is cool though. Like, I feel like you remember that show, that movie Minority Report, like where it like scan your face and stuff? I feel like sometimes when I turn my phone on, I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's like a science fiction movie.
We in the future.
Hey, listen, we dirty old men. So when you made it,
man.
when you used to use payphones and now you scanning QR codes, it's a different world we living in. We got to adjust, fellas. We got to adjust.
Yeah, we do have to adjust. And with that adjustment, we have to talk about football too.
Yeah.
You know, talk about this Atlanta game.
I lost the divorce bowl. My ex-wife texted me.
Did she really? That'd be funny if she actually did text you.
Yeah, she did. Sent me
Did she really?
it wasn't a falcon. I was like, girl, that ain't even a falcon. She sent me like a eagle and all these emojis. And I was like, yeah, you finally got one. I've been winning the divorce bowl for like 4 consecutive years. It was about time for me to lose.
So we're going to bring in a very special guest to handle this.
Yeah.
And hater Jason. It's been a while since he's been on the show, but I think it's perfect for this because I'm feeling a lot of hate, a lot of anxiety, and hater Jason is the guy that just embodies all of that.
I just didn't know pirates was haters. I knew they stole stuff, but I just did not know they was automatically a hater.
Oh man,
I'm full of hate today.
Why is it a pirate? Because he does the
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Sparrow. What we got, Jason? Hater Jason.
Yeah.
This is not how Jason normally is.
No, he's a hater in real.
Okay, what do we got?
oh my God,
I'm full of hate.
Full of hate, I can tell.
Share it with us, man.
What a loss. And you know what? There are a lot of reasons for it. I think I'm going to talk to you about them.
Okay, can't
The
wait.
first one is Bobby Wagner.
Okay.
Get him off the field. He can't cover anymore. It's hurting us.
I know hater Jason's here right now. Can producer Jason come back for a second?
Yeah, producer Jason's right here.
Is that a real? So people are saying that for real?
No,
Yeah,
they called
that's a real thing.
Post
Go ahead,
game
Fred.
show,
Yeah.
and I had to fight him off, Old Yeller. I said, first of all, let me tell you something about Old
You
Yeller.
just call him Old Yeller? You can't call him Old Yeller.
Old Yeller jacket. Check this out. That's what I told him. I'm like, don't y'all come call my show hating no Old Yeller.
Yeah.
Like, listen to me. Old Yeller is one of the best linebackers to ever play in this generation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He has 42 tackles, 1 missed tackle. All right. Sometimes people
That's a crazy.
they
that's
see
that's
something
crazy.
and they think they know the whole story.
Yeah.
Like fans, calm down.
Yeah.
I think what y'all forgetting is this voyage of this new GM, new head coach, new team started 1 year ago. And I think because we succeeded so fast, so early, that they still forgetting that we're building.
Mm-hmm.
We're still building. All right? And just because we were 1 game from the Super Bowl don't mean that the building process is through. And if you think it's anybody on this roster that you're going to put in besides Old Yeller, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And like who are you going to put in that's going to do a better job?
So can I say something? That was I feel stoked now.
Yeah.
I'm like motivated. Fred, you could talk, man. You could talk right up
he
anything. But I will say this too. I think there is some context here, some football context that needs to be applied.
Yeah.
So the linebackers are kind of like the running backs of the offense. And what I mean by that is they are covering better athletes all the time.
All the time.
Running backs are better athletes. Tight ends are better athletes. Slot receivers are better athletes. So they are the weakest part of the coverage unit, regardless of what team you're on.
Yeah.
Like Roquan Smith, who everyone thinks is a really good linebacker, is playing well. Like prior to him getting hurt up in Baltimore, he had some disastrous coverage runs.
Yeah.
It's because he's got to fit a run against the lineman who weighs 100 pounds more than him, and he's got to cover a guy who's way faster than, way more athletic.
4-3 guy.
So what I was going to say is like the defense has to insulate that group, right?
Yeah.
So like when for example, you remember this, Kyle Shanahan used to talk about like how do we take advantage of the linebackers in a defense? Like that's what every offense is trying to do.
Yeah.
And the defense is trying to mitigate or manage the exposure of the linebacker. And so people see one rep.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember Bobby having like a terrible
It was
coverage.
that one rep. It was that
when
one
Bijan went down the
70 some
sideline.
yard of that.
And that's
60.
called offensive finally caught us in a position that we didn't want to be.
They schemed it up well.
And this is something that I want to ask Fred and ask you both is, so we've all been here, right? There's like in that install, Tana, right? Where it's like, hey, we want to run this play versus this look. And we're going to try to make that happen.
Yeah.
I felt like that's mesh.
Yeah.
And you're picking for the back. Like you call that play
In man-to-man.
to beat man coverage.
Yes.
So when you get 5 down, man-to-man coverage, I'm not sure there is a linebacker in the NFL
They could check Bijan.
Yeah.
on that play.
On that
Mr.
play,
Mustard will burn them all.
I don't care if you even fast and you athletic.
You're getting picked.
The way that he came about getting out of there scotch-free like that is because they designed it to make you have to run through a bunch of garbage or trash.
Yes.
And then now, boom, you know what I mean? Do all that and also make this play.
Yeah.
It's impossible. And I think one of the things that, folks fail to realize, and I understand that, they sit home and they feel like what they say is gold. I'm not saying it's not. Y'all fans for a reason. We love you being fanatics.
Yeah.
We love you. We love the support. But just be easy because you could be that same guy. If we had the chance to go to your job and say, you didn't file that paper right, or you didn't come on time, and we say that you need to be fired or you need to be cut because of that reason, now how would you feel? So
Boo that man. That's what I say when I walk in your job.
I feel like don't look at one little piece of the game and says this is the reason why he shouldn't be out there. Because if you really look at it, he's made it every other play.
And so I will say, like, obviously, like it was a small piece. It's one play, but it was a big result.
Yeah.
I think that's why
A huge
fans
result,
feel
yeah.
that. And again, like Bobby's going to tell you, he probably should have played over the top. There's things he could have done to manage it. But what I'm saying is, like, even if he plays that well, it's probably a 20-yard game.
It's still going to be a big play.
Fred Warner, it's probably a 20-yard game. Like just the setup of the play, it's designed to beat that coverage. It's designed to put him in a bad spot. So Bobby, I'm sure if he was in here, he'd be like, I got to make it.
Yeah.
Right. But as people who sit back and I watch scheme, understand scheme, like he's not like that is the one. That's the offensive play we want in that moment.
And that's the perfect call for the Falcons. I want to catch them in this man-to-man. And when we catch them in this man-to-man, this is the play we want to go to. They went to it. They caught us in it. Man, that's circumstances. That happens. Every coverage, no matter what it is, has a weakness. It ain't no perfect coverage to stop our offense. It's only do we beat our man-to-man vices. Like, do you beat this guy? And do I win my challenge? That's all it is.
Then why not just take Bobby out on passing situations?
Because then who gonna call the plays? Who gonna be the general? Who gonna do the checks? Who gonna put us in the right coverage? Who gonna be the guy that plug it in case they run a draw play? What you mean?
And that was on first down. So I want Bobby in on first down.
And who are we gonna put in if I'm taking old Yeller out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and that was we talked about this on the preview show. Like one of the toughest matchups in the league is if you have a running back that can catch the football. Like think about Christian McCaffrey. Like they draw good coverage matchups, and so like just work this drill with me, right?
Yeah.
So let's say we want to cover him in the backfield. Let's say we want to put Mike Sanderson on him. Now Mike Sanderson has to fit a run from the middle linebacker spot. Okay, so let's say we put him on the perimeter, right? And we want a linebacker, like we put the nickel on the running back, right?
Yeah.
Then the linebacker has to cover Kyle Pitts or a slot receiver.
Yeah.
Like
It's just not gonna happen.
that's the problem of having a good pass catching back.
Yeah.
And there are ways to manage it. And I think overall, outside of one explosive play, it was managed fairly effectively.
He had 75 yards rushing. As good as he rushed the ball, Yeller was the reason he only had 75 yards rushing.
One of the reasons, one of the reasons, So I think this is one of those things that's really complicated to solve generally, and it feels unfair to put it all on Bobby.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Hater, what we got?
We're too old, and Marshawn Lattimore is one of those old heads that needs to get out of here. Put him on the bench.
First of all, a life of a corner is a dastardly life. You love us one day, you hate us the next. You say I got burnt, you don't even know what coverage I was in. I'm just the closest man here. All right? You don't understand circumstances. A guy ran a 15-yard out and up on me, and you wonder why I got beat. Well, maybe if they didn't have 5 seconds to throw and run this route, I wouldn't have got beat. I say this, and I say this as a former corner. That's why I'm glad young guys don't listen to sports talk. I'm glad young guys don't watch ESPN because if you listen to what people really got to say about you, you might start to believe some of it.
You're doomed.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at it like this, and I'm one of those guys that we talked about the cornerback position so much since we've been doing these shows. These guys are far from what we used to be.
Yeah.
And I feel that Lattimore is in a situation now where they want him to be perfect. You know, we know the Lattimore of old when he was in New Orleans and in his prime. And he brought a little bit of that last year, but wasn't healthy. And so that already put a bad taste in the fans' mouth.
Yeah,
so now fast forward to this year, when things are getting shaky at times, because you only seen a game or two where he has a situation where he got beat. Yeah. But a cornerback gets beat a dime a dozen. I mean, it's going to happen. But I feel like he's that scapegoat that we saying that, hey, we got rid of this guy for you to be that much more special. And you're showing us some of the same thing the other guy who we got rid of used to do. Yeah. So, hey, I understand. Like I said before, fans are going to say what they say. I don't feel like personally Lattimore is playing that bad.
I'm glad you brought that up because, like, I think people are going to compare him to Benjamin St. Just or.
Listen, I had a person call in and call him Marshawn St. Just, and I said, let me tell you something. Two different players,
cool, man.
Well, so people say, well, why? And I understand because, like, when you see the yards he's given up, like he's not playing well, and I'm sure Marshawn would say he's got to play better, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But when I watch him, there was times where I'd watch Benjamin St. Just, and I'm like, he's a little out of his depth. Like he's nervous.
He's lost.
He's not playing the ball well. And when I watch Marshawn, I don't feel
he's a corner.
I don't feel any of that. Right?
He's playing football.
You're gonna make mistakes. You're drawing number one receivers. Like that's gonna happen. So I'd say like he'd be the first to tell you, I got to make more plays because everyone wants to make more plays. But when you look at it, I'm not saying like he's not playing. It's like he's playing the ball well. He's physical. He's running well. I think he's reading concepts well. It's just some of it's a little bit of a luck of the draw.
And some of it just come when the team is hot. They hot. They was hot.
Yeah.
They was on fire.
And they back us against the wall. They just lost 30-0. Wounded animal. Don't listen, man. Everybody. They talked about Sauce Gardner as one of the top corners. I've been watching him get whooped up and down the field this year.
Yeah, this year.
That's the life of a corner. Yeah. One good year, one good game, one good play, one bad play. That's what we do.
I say one of the things too. We said going into the Atlanta game that get Penix off his spot. Don't get him like he doesn't handle pressure well.
Yeah.
And when we didn't do that out the gate, man, this dude was bombs over bad.
He was just letting it go.
It's just like, you in a situation as a corner. I've seen y'all guys in a situation all the time. I told you, I watched Wes Welker run 10 routes on D Hall.
Yeah.
And I was sitting back there, then to run the field and tackle him myself.
Yeah.
It's just one of the situations. If you don't apply the pressure, that quarterback can sit back there and do what he wants.
We can't stop him.
When he doing this, as much as time he wants, it's a wrap for you as a DB.
Yeah, I mean, just go back if you got 10 minutes and go watch that out and up and watch Penix just reset, pump, like the whole thing. It just way too long. And again, I think that's where you see like the symbiotic.
It's a collective effort, man.
Yeah, the collective effort, the collective nature of football.
Yeah.
For sure. Hater, you still got a lot of hate? Or
No,
what
man.
Oh, I got so much hate.
No man is an island.
I got so much hate.
Yeah.
We're 2-2.
Yeah.
Unacceptable. We're a bad team. We're going to miss the playoffs. Season's lost. Why do we even try anymore?
Someone told me this. Someone brought this up to me, like I was in the supermarket, brought this up to me. And like, you're trying to be nice and just kind of. And so I was like, if you're on the team, you think about the season in quarters, right?
Yeah.
First quarter,
500.
second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. This is the first quarter.
First quarter, we 500.
Yeah, it's 0-0, right? It's 0-0. We have the rest of we have 3 more quarters to get this right.
Yeah.
And so, like, was it perfect? Yeah, you want to win every game. But
First of all, we went 500 with a backup quarterback. Like, look at the context. We missed. First of all, if you take JD5 off any team in the NFL, you just got better. You just got worse.
Yeah.
You don't get better when you lose a guy like that. You lose your number 1 receiver. You go on the road. You play a team that just got dusted back against the wall. They done fired their wide receiver coach. They looking for answers. You go play them, and you give them a hell of a damn game.
Yeah.
It ain't like we just went in there and folded.
Yeah.
You give them a hell of a damn game. If you tell me I got my backup quarterback playing 2 games and I go 500 in them 2 games, I'm going to take that anytime.
And not only that, I think when you look at that game, and you look at the big picture, we was 1 for 8 on third down.
Yeah.
Convert. You're not converting the ball. You're not staying ahead of the chain. It was that time when we made a big play, and then it was a penalty that got us right back to where we was not trying to be at. So if you would have told me that we lost that game by 7 after all that display offensively and defensively, especially what they was doing offensively to our defense, it's no way we should even been in that game.
We missed 20
So that just shows you that, you can honestly say, give your hats off to the Falcons, because they went out there and they got the job done. They did what they had to do. But also look at yourself, like, you let them off the hook because you're a better team than that.
Yeah.
And you slow poked around and allowed them to feel like, you know what, we can do this. And they did it.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw. I was a guy that sat there and say, this don't look right. We not looking like the team that I just saw last week that was flying around, getting out the, playing with your hair on fire. So I just feel like as a team, man, no, you as good as that performance that day. And we just didn't show up that day. We didn't show up in enough time. We came out the second half and tried to play a lot better. Yeah. But to me, I think first half is where we lost that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think just even like stepping back from the Atlanta game and looking bigger picture, like we're 2-2. Like the Baltimore Ravens are 1-3 right now.
1-3.
Like the sky feels like it's falling there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think back to the playoff run we made in 2012, Tana. We were 3-6.
Yeah.
We were bad. We were talking about, trading people at the deadline, doing the whole thing. And then we figured it out and went on a 7-game win streak. Like there's so much football left to go here, right? Look at the Chargers, man. Like they were one of the best teams in football.
And the Giants just handed it to them.
They got a bunch of injuries. Yeah. And again, there's some adversity there, no doubt. But like they don't even look like the same team.
All right. Let me be transparent. We're 2-2. One of the best quarterbacks in the league is on our team, hurt. Our number 1 wide receiver, hurt. Yep. Our number 1 running back, hurt. Out for the season. Our best blocking tight end, hurt. All right. Jonathan Jones, hurt.
Number 2 wide receiver.
Dietrich Wise, hurt.
Safety.
Hurt.
The safety was a big
big blow.
And now I told y'all Will Harris was a blessing when it came to tight ends. When Will Harris comes out of the defense, tight ends gets off. They're just what it is. Hurt. So look at it for what it is, not for what you want it to be.
Yeah, and so I think it's just I know these like you said, like they're like fans are awesome, they're really emotional, but like you got to think of it like long term here a little bit, right? There's still so much football that needs to be played. There's teams on this list that we got right here. The Chiefs are 2-2.
Yeah,
are they a bad football team?
No,
they look pretty good the other night.
Yeah,
the Packers are 2-1-1.
They had put the Packers in the Super Bowl in California already 2 weeks ago.
Are they a bad football team? No. There's a lot of football left to go, right? And so like even last year, the 2024 Eagles were 2-2 to start. They won the Super Bowl.
Yes,
and they had a bad loss. They were what is it? They lost 16-33.
Yeah,
in week 4.
Yeah,
they were kind of in a not feeling good.
Let's find out
in that first quarter.
Yeah,
and then they figured it out. Like that's what, especially with like there not being a ton of preseason ball. Yeah. Like this is the time you got to figure your team out and figure out what you're good at and figure out and kind of navigate some of these injuries.
We are in a microwave society. They want it now. They want to know where are we going now, and we can't tell them the directions now.
Yeah.
Like we're figuring it out.
Yeah. No,
I think also too, when you look a certain way or 1 year, at least if you look that way the next year, they can honestly, I guess you say appreciate or accept that. They were like, okay, they still look the same. We just took an L. A lot of times in these 2 defeats, we didn't look the same. And that's to me, that's okay because that's what I'm talking about. It's week to week, game to game. Like you have to have that same kind of fire or mentality each week. And that's, unfortunately, it doesn't work out that way all the time. But we set the tone last year and said, this is who we are. This is how we're going to play. This is how competitive we're going to be. So when we don't show up, I understand. That's why I'm on your side right now, fans. I'm talking for you. I understand where you're coming from, hater.
Jason?
I don't want to say it. There you go.
Hater nation.
I understand where you're coming from, but I think we made that bed, so we had to lay in it.
Yeah.
And as well as we got to lay in it, we got to go out there and play better.
The other thing I just want to bring up too, it's like, it's almost be better if they weren't as good last year. Like it was be like, you remember the Detroit Lions? They were like, they won 2 games, they won 4 games, they won 8 games, and then they were like good. You know what I'm saying? They became good. It took them like 3 years.
Yeah.
It's almost like that would have been better just to set expectations. It was awesome that they did what they did last year, but it would have been better to set expectations.
Well, we said that though. We said that. Oh, this is unsustainable. No, this is how you gonna play. I want to see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping on the success from last year because I appreciate finally having something that we can, hold our head up high for and have a different experience in this building. Because we hadn't seen that in a long time. We hadn't even seen it one of the years we play. I mean, we had our runs, but we hadn't seen nothing like that. Not like that caliber. Yeah. So but at the same time, hey, don't shy away from it. That's who you are. I'm looking forward for it too. I just feel like when you're on the road and you play one way and you did it twice, we got to find a way to kind of, put that behind us.
We got to bring that energy.
Yeah, we got to do something different.
We got to bring that energy.
And we get a shot this week.
And we get a shot this week.
Like, I mean, like, think about how fun, like, it would be bad. I always thought, like, and when you're playing, you get to just answer those questions this week.
Yeah.
Let's go to LA and get that done. Hater, how we feeling? We still got...
I hate Hater Jason.
Yeah,
I don't like bringing him out. Producer Jason hates him. I do, Fred. I really do.
They're the same person.
No, they're not.
Well, Hater Jason and Producer Jason are the same to you.
Yeah, they fact check everything I say. Like, it's hate spewed out.
I fact check everybody. You're just the one I have to bring up.
You the one got the most damn stuff you coming up with that everybody like never heard of. That's all.
The 90 tackles thing was a crazy bit by you. I
almost forgot about that.
I think about it. I'll be up at home with my kids.
Well, that's why I heard nothing tackles. It was the whole look. Everybody was like, dang, 90 tackles.
You should have went to the Pro Bowl that year.
I was like, man, Fred, you were a baller.
I was like, damn, boy, you had 5 picks too to go to 90 tackles. Hey, I was like, bro, you was a one-man wrecking crew.
Hey, that's what I told the kids last night. They asked me, what was the best game you ever played in? And I was like, I played against Seattle one year and I single-handedly beat them myself. I played all 11 positions and beat them myself.
I don't know how you do that, man. You're so confident. You're so confident in yourself.
You lie right in your face.
You got something, Jason?
I got one more thing, just as Producer Jason. So Tana mentioned something, and if I could tell a quick little story to kind of like personalize what we were just talking about with all the hater stuff with this team. When I was hired here, and a lot of the people that work behind the camera were hired here, we were in a transition phase trying to like start from scratch, rebuild.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of comments off of like, fire the audio guy, fire this person, fire that person.
I remember that.
We were just starting. We were trying to figure things out. We didn't fire anybody. We all stayed. We saw what the problems were. We worked on it and we got better. And look at us now, guys.
Yeah.
Look at us now. We have 9 podcasts a week. We're not firing any audio guys. We don't get those comments. We're nominated for podcast awards. We're nominated for Emmys. And I would put our content up against anybody's content, any team in the league. And I would say even national stuff.
Yeah.
What we do here.
It's
and it's like it's what the team, I think the team maybe has the same mindset. I don't want to speak for them. Yeah. They see what the problems are.
Yeah.
It's just, we're going to fix it. It's not going to be a switch and it's not going to be firing somebody. It's having the people with the mindset to say, we're going to fix this and get better. If you have grinders like that, you're going to get there. So just calm down. It's early.
To what
Back to the basics.
Smooth used to say, let grandma cook.
Like, be patient.
It's a whole new year and a lot of new players.
Yeah, and
then you got a lot of people, and you got a lot of people going down that we didn't have to deal with last year. So I look at a lot of that stuff. I don't look at just, the outcome of games and it's like, oh, it was this or that. Totality of the situation is so much different.
Yeah.
It's so new for so many other guys. Yeah, last year they responded well out the gate.
Yeah.
But then these other guys might not be as the guys who was in those spots last year. So give them time. Give them time to adapt. Give them time to get acclimated and give them time to let everything mesh together.
I love that, Dan. I love that, Jason. Thanks for that story. And fans, we're here for you. So please keep leaving your comments. We appreciate it. Kind of being
we rock with you.
Having Hater Jason come on. But in the meantime, let's pay some bills, Fred.
In between time.
The meantime, in between time. We're going to start this thing off with Arthur Wheeler. Attention, football fans. Are you ready to kick off the season with something special? Arthur Wheeler Spirits Company is opening up a distillery and tasting lounge less than 15 minutes south of the Commanders in Northwest Stadium. And we are all ready to be your go-to destination for all things spirit. Whether you're tailgating, hosting the ultimate game day party, or just enjoying a quality drink. I enjoy that. Arthur Wheeler Spirits Company has you covered like the Commander secondary. I used to be a part of that. I love that.
You want to Commander?
We got the perfect lineup to keep your celebration going strong. All the information you need is at arthurwheeler.com.
When you do that read, I think it's so funny. I get I just because I know you.
And you know I'm enjoying the drinking part of it.
You wasn't a commander. That's how the fans be. You wasn't a commander. You was a red.
That's the name of the team. I was one of those.
Yeah.
Well, you practice in this building.
Yeah.
Like,
the same
that's what I'm saying.
building.
Like, it's the same.
Listen, I tell people all the time, if your sister gets married and her last name change, she's still your sister. She just a Jenkins now.
Yeah.
Right? She a Jenkins. Right? That's what it is, and we still love her.
Is your sister married to? No, you're not.
I'm only child.
I was thinking about. I was thinking about Get Loud.
She still got that same blood in her, right?
No.
Yeah,
her name changed, but the blood don't.
The name changed, but the love don't change.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
Dude, love that, Fred. Dude, just coming up with just bangers this morning.
Hey, listen,
Fred.
I've been on that Arthur Willers early this morning.
Frederick Smoot himself. Oh, it's my time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Commander fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Commanders MVP membership. You'll receive all benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win game tickets, access to exclusive teams, events, and experiences, along with 15% off Commanders gear at online pro shops. Already a AAA member? Add the Commanders MVP membership for free.
Mm-hmm.
Head to AAA.com/Commanders to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
That was excellent. All right. Now let's drive our way into this LA Chargers preview. Okay. So this team, it's really interesting watching the film.
Yeah.
Because it kind of goes in a chunk.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning of the season, I'm like, Justin Herbert
unstoppable
is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Yes.
Like he is absolutely
He was
dealing.
the prince that was promised.
Right? I mean, he's playing that way.
Yes.
And so like I'm not being hyperbolic here. Like that dude can touch anywhere on the football field with the football.
Yeah.
He can run. He's big. He sticks in the pocket.
He's smart.
Like everything you want from the quarterback. You know, like when Jim Harbaugh says, like, I need to get Justin Herbert in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like, and he said that, and you're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
he was not lying.
when you watch these, you're like, this dude is a baller.
Yes.
However, some things have changed.
Yes.
Right? So you watch that Giants game, and he's still dealing. He's doing his darndest.
Yeah.
Right? He has a great throw to Quentin Johnson.
Yeah,
like where he runs
the sideline.
My, dude, it was
some of the one he got between the corner and the safety.
Yeah.
Filthy.
Woo. Yeah.
Tana, we're gonna break that down on the Command Center show. But Tana, filthy throw.
Lord have mercy.
But he was also pressured after Joe Alt's injury over 50% of his dropbacks.
Yeah.
So that is a absolutely cartoonish number.
Yeah.
A good pressure rate's like 35, 40%.
Yeah.
If you're over 50%, your offense is like not a thing.
No. That means the floodgates are open.
Yeah.
And when Joe Ott, first of all, let's start with Rashawn Slater.
I was going to say,
they lost him.
Who is a top 8 left tackle? Like
I thought Joe Ott was damn near number 1.
Dude,
the way he was playing.
But so I'm saying, like, you're talking, like, so Rashad Slater's in the same conversation as, like,
Sewell and the rest of
Jordan Mailata, Tristan, like he's in that kind of maybe a little bit lower, but that kind of tier guy.
Yeah.
And so you lose him for the season.
Before the season starts.
Then you say, okay, well, we got Joe Alt, we'll move him to left tackle.
Yeah.
Joe Alt gets banged up, and Joe Alt was, for a second-year player,
was
balling.
Yeah, yes. You talked so much about
him. He's a mountain of a man.
I remember last year.
He's a mountain of a man.
Fred always talking about how big the dude was. Yeah. So there you go again.
But just so consistent, though.
A mountain of a man.
Listen.
No.
Stop it.
Lord have mercy.
We gotta bleep that out now.
He bleeping it. Bleep. What's going on, man?
Everyone thinks it's you.
It's him.
No.
Like, him and London Fletcher are the worst people.
No, I give y'all a snippet, a sound bite here or there, but it don't be.
Tan is the dude. Tan is the best.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, Tan will just
he goes back to Carroll City. He goes back to Carroll City. Like he reverts back to Carroll City. He does it instantly. It's like he tap out and he wake up.
And he's like, hey, we're back. We're on camera now. Let's do it.
Oh, I forgot.
Trick that love the kid. Like he just snaps back.
So Joe Alt was playing well, gets hurt. Rashawn Slater out for the season. And then Mekhi Becton gets hurt. And it literally, at times, we're talking about our guy Abdul Carter for the Giants. It just like there's not even a group of people in front of him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, that's the storyline heading into this game. Is how can this coaching staff, Joe Witt Jr., create pressure with this backup group? Because there are ways, this is the other thing I'd say, Tan, you do a great job of reminding me this every week. We see it on film.
Yeah.
It's a bad deal.
Yeah.
They in the building know it's a bad deal. So what do they do
to fix it?
To manage a bad deal.
To manage it.
Right? Because so for example, the Cowboys, they play Green Bay.
Yeah.
And I thought Micah Parsons was going to shred that group.
He was not a factor.
They had the best protection plan.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott did a great job targeting protections. Yeah. They had the back chip him wherever he was in the front.
Yeah.
It was a really good plan. So they know.
Yeah.
The Chargers know. So how does Joe Witt Jr. stay one step ahead, Fred, and make sure that they've got a plan for this offensive line?
It got to be +1 in every situation. You just said, once Joe Ott went out that game, the Giants say, hell in hot water, we going to get after him because if we let him sit in this pocket, he's a surgeon.
Yeah.
He's a surgeon. And don't forget, Keenan, with the wide receiver, Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
All right, Keenan, like he been reborn.
Yeah.
All right.
They have great chemistry.
Yeah, like
Keenan Allen, Johnston, the other kid who had 1,000 yards. McConkey. I couldn't even pronounce his last name. But all three of them can give it to you.
Speaking of Keenan Allen, I had to do a cut up, so I had to watch all his targets.
He is.
Dude, talk about a guy who understands his role, understands what it means to win on third down.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is up.
He remind me of how that role that I had to take that third in 2012.
Yeah.
He come in and it's just like, damn it.
Get me the ball.
You be like, man. I mean, he's just open every time.
He reminds me a little bit of Zach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and how he operates, right?
Play the same way.
Like, I'm not the best athlete on the field, but mentally, I got you.
I'm going to get open.
Yeah, I'm going to get open.
Like, he understands.
He ain't never been fast. He always been that.
Yes.
What he is right now.
He understands leverage.
He going to beat you in the ball. He remind me his routes almost similar to Keenan McCardell. See, I played with Keenan McCardell, and I remember looking at Keenan
I played against Keenan.
Keenan like, Tanner, I can't run. I'm going to beat him right here. I'm going to beat him at the line. And I'm like, I used to watch Keenan like, he ain't lying. He beating you right there in a box. And by the time he come off of that press,
just give me the route.
Wide open. And that's what I look at Keenan Allen. He beating people.
So, you had a point about Keenan Allen.
No. What I'm saying is between Keenan Allen moving the chains, Johnston making the big play, Ladd McConkey taking the top off of it, you still need that offensive line to get that done.
Yeah.
So what do you do if you're Harbaugh? All right, we finna go to quick game.
Yeah.
All right, if I'm a defensive coordinator, all right, they finna go to quick game. We finna go to pressing and blitzing. Right? We want the ball out of his hands as quick as possible. I want him to have to make a decision now. So I don't know if that's going to be Louvu at +1. I don't know if it's going to be, all right, well, since Herbert can run, let's add speed to it and send a safety. The question is, how much are we going to blitz, and do we got the coverage guys to handle it in the back end?
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was watching the cut up. I was watching the 22. All 22, and I saw the adjustment that they made in the game, in-game adjustments. Yeah. I mean, like the first couple of drives, it didn't go as well, and Herbert had a couple of picks too. So a lot of all that stuff kind of played a role in how they had to do things. But he saw Burns getting at them, Carter getting at them.
Yeah.
All those boys was getting those pressures in, so he went to the quick game. He went to trying to get the ball out quicker just to slow them down because that's what we talked about the other night. Like, if you make those adjustments, if you see you getting beat to sleep, you got to say, all right, well, I got to start putting my hands on somebody on the outside to slow them down. So then now maybe the people that's getting those rushes or trying to rush and do those stunts, maybe they'll get home.
Well, the main thing, what's the main thing an offense does when y'all know we finna be blitz happy? Screen, draws. Y'all are finna try to make us over pursuit. Yeah.
Hit you where you came from. Yeah.
Like, so if I'm the coordinator, I'm like, all right, well, this gonna be their go-to. I need to take that away and force him to hold this ball so we can get out to him.
Yeah, and I will say Justin Herbert is, I think he's like top in the NFL in long touchdown passes. Yeah. He's got 5 big time throws, so he can hurt you down the field. But I think to your point, Fred, like, is there a way that we can stay aggressive offensively or defensively and keep them out of these situations where he's really comfortable throwing the football? I will say this: Jason does a great job with the stats versus no pressure situations. He's got 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in 2024. Like if he's comfortable, he's going to pick you apart.
Surge it.
Yeah.
Right.
The other thing I think we got to talk about too is Omari Hampton.
Oh, he's running it, Rob.
Yeah, he's running it.
Well, he looks the part.
Against the Giants, man, that was a different dude.
They got them.
Like he had that one run where it's like it was a 3rd and 1. There's literally nowhere to go. He runs the corner over, drags him with him. He's got 2 explosive runs in this game. Like, for a big guy, I think he's like 225 pounds.
He moves.
He can scoot now.
He can move. And when I say he looks the part, getting off the bus, he looks like a running back. God's gift to running back.
How crazy is it that both rookie running backs last week kind of came out and had big weeks? Like, Amari Hampton had a big week, and Ashton Jeanty.
That's his fault. He threw that Ashton Jeanty in there. He ain't got nothing special. Bam! I knew he was going to do it.
Richardson, right? Was your comparison?
Trent Richardson? Yeah. No. I told y'all when I walked past him, I smelled the little Trent Richardson on him. I smelled it.
I know you said that, but that's what Batana's saying. That's why he's...
Man,
I saw it brewing. This
is what I'm going to say. His offensive line stinks.
It's bad.
All right. So his offensive line ain't giving him...
Dude, did you see that statistic?
100%. Run out the catch. I mean, run after he getting...
After contact.
After contact.
He's got negative. It's like negative 0.8. So almost a full yard behind the line of scrimmage.
His line stinks.
Could you imagine?
It was a stat too that said 100% of the time he's getting hit after touching the ball in the backfield, and he's still damn near he leading all those guys who didn't get hit with yards.
You're not Trent Richardson.
And he went back to his Michael Myers stunt too.
Yeah, just standing
straight up, and he see it all. He see it all. He like this. He see it all. Just put the music on. Put the music on behind him. He just like this.
That's one of those funny things where it's like coaches try to change a player and not have like a really good.
No, they do that to DBs all the time. I want you to use this technique, and you be like, "No, man, I'm kind of comfortable doing this." No. My DBs, I want y'all to look the same.
That happened to me as I was a rookie with the Jets, and I ain't gonna say his name. I ran a dig route, got open. I gave the DB. I spent the DB up. He went. Remember I told you? Yeah. Came back, caught the ball. The OC threw it. Clipboard. You would have thought I dropped the ball, didn't catch it. The timing was off. I don't coach that. You got to run straight line. Come back. That's a dig. All this. Hit him. And so. You rewind a little bit. I remember in college, I used to do some route at the line of scrimmage. I used to do this little get off, and every receiver tried to do it. And I remember Curtis Johnson, my receiver coach, say, "Let me let y'all know something." He showed me. He said, "You see that? You see that? You see that? Ball completed on time. Let me show y'all. See that? Too slow." Everybody can't do what Santana do. He's fast enough to do that. He can make up for everything else and come back. So fast forward to that play, I'm telling the coach, "Well, coach, I can't run a straight line with a guy sitting at the depth of my break.
I need to get him out the spot.
I got to get him off the spot.
Yeah.
And I'm fast enough to do that. My receiver coach in college told me, as long as I get back on time and catch the ball, I can do that. I don't coach it though. I taught Jerry Rice to catch. Jerry Rice couldn't catch when he came to me.
Lies.
That's when I realized there's some BS going on in this league. So I say all that to say this, man. sometimes coaches can really affect you if you accept what they
your progress.
I didn't accept it.
Yeah.
And I went in that game that same week, ran that same route against Pat Surtain and went 80.
Yeah.
And get what he told me on the sideline. I don't coach that. He wouldn't even doubt me off. Yeah. So that let me know you just ignorant.
Yeah.
And you want to be saying that you taught me that
your way
instead of me doing a great job and moving the chain. Yeah. So that's what some coaches do, man. They handicap you from being you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's, I've had a bunch of experiences in my career where it's like, I'm the undrafted, like low priority free agent trying to make the team. So I'm trying to do the technique and it doesn't
fit you.
It doesn't work for me, And so it's like identifying that stuff's important. So let's talk about maybe how to slow them down. I think the first thing is like you mentioned the weapons, man.
Yeah.
At the skill spots, they're stacked. Like
they're stacked.
3 receivers. Arondé Gatson, the tight end from
he's Gatson Jr.
from Syracuse.
Arondé Jr.
Dude, he is doing some good. So they've got a bunch of guys that can win one-on-ones, a bunch of playmakers, but that Fred, that offensive line. I'm saying if you're Kinlaw, if you're Payne,
it went from a screen. It went from their priority, their screen, to their weakness. And if you know Jim Harbaugh football, that's where he wins.
They want to run the ball. They want to run the ball.
They want to get downhill, get after you, right? Because it sets up everything. It's very similar to Kyle, right? You want to force everything nice and tight, make them fit these runs nice and tight.
Tuck that
play action,
go over the top.
And the play actions, because they do it out of these run formations. And this Shanahan, this all of them, it's space everywhere.
Yeah.
So they're not clogging this up with 4 wide receivers, 5 wide receivers. They're going to get deep on you with 2 wide receivers, and that gives them 2 wide receivers the whole field to operate.
Yeah. So if you're Kinlaw, if you're Payne, if you're Dorrance, let's get after them on first down.
Yeah.
Let's get those nice, 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9s. Let's bring those exotic pressure packages, those AA looks, those sim pressures.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing, like physically, those guys are going to have a hard time matching up, but mentally, those guys haven't been getting reps with each other.
Yeah.
And like, as we know, like offensive line continuity is so important.
Everything.
And if it's not going to be there, like I think
the boy band.
I think this is going to be a really great opportunity to exploit what they do because they're not going to be as effective at being who they want to be.
Yeah. No, they have to change their identity, and that's what they don't want to do.
Yeah.
They're going to have to be forced to play a game inside a box because of the offensive line. So ain't going to be no 5-step drops. Ain't going to be none of that extended stuff. They're going to want everything to be quick passes and quick hit and runs.
And they do have receiver like Ladd McConkey can win in the slot. Keenan Allen can win in the slot.
Yeah.
Arondé Gatson can win the slot. Again, Quentin Johnson is a little bit more
outside, but he rangy, he tall, he long, and he can get deep.
Yes. He's been on fire this year.
So I look at it and say, like, there are ways they can get around it. They're like, if I'm game planning, I'm thinking, if I'm them, I'm thinking, let's get in the quick game. Let's run a bunch of choices. Let's get Keenan Allen matched up in the slot on some linebackers.
Yeah.
Amari Hampton can absolutely scoot. Let's see if we can get some of these coverage matchups we want. So there are ways, but this is the fun thing about game planning. You got to be one step ahead, right?
Yeah. But if I'm Coach Witt, this ain't no man-to-man game for me.
Interesting.
You just went through the guys they got.
Yeah.
They got guys that can win one-on-one battles all the way across the line. This is a zone blitzing game to me. They got a running quarterback, so I want everybody to keep their eyes on this quarterback. I'm going to go gold coverage. I'm going to go zone blitzing. I'm going to make him say, where are they coming from now, while we all 11 of us is still looking at number 10.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of what we think on that. Now let's talk about their defense. And their defense is a Jesse Minter defense. He was in Michigan, yeah. And so for whatever reason, I thought he was a disciple of like Vic Fangio, like this quarter match. But they actually run more straight zones, right? They run a little bit of front variety, and they bring pressures, but mostly simulated pressures. And they will bring pressures on first down to stop the run.
Yeah.
So it looks sick. It's well coached. I think partially because it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Like it reminds me, Tana, of like, it's like the Kyle Shanahan version of a defense. It's like he's basically said, like, these are our coverages. There's like 5 of them.
Yeah.
These are our fronts. Here's 5 of them. Here are our pressures. There's 5 of them. And we can just intermatch those as we see fit.
And we're just going to play fast.
And so they can play fast. And they can bring pressures out of every look, and guys know what to do, and it really shows up at a high level.
Yeah. And when you got a simple, which I love, when you got a simple defense like that plays fast, and you got a guy like Darwin James who,
dude, he is good at football.
Listen to me, when he came out of college, I was like, this is a dude's dude, right? He's a dude, and this defense
he like that.
Him.
He like a version of S. Dot a little bit. Like he can
much a version of
he
Sean
haven't
T.
got there, but he's there. Like he's very close.
He's probably. honestly the closest guy. I would say.
No doubt.
Like just in terms of how he plays, like
because he changed his way. He used to smack. He used to smack you back there, and he had to change because
he kept getting hurt.
And not only that, and he was getting fined and penalized for it too. So. What I saw too against the Giants is that and maybe because it was Dart and they were still trying to adjust to him, but they was only sending 4 and they was dropping back into coverage. And Dart took advantage of that and started running with the football. So who knows how they're going to play us? Not sure what we're going to have back there. Whether it's Mariota or Jaden.
Recording this on Tuesday, so we haven't got the injury update.
So we haven't got there. But I just feel like when you can do that, and especially knowing that worked for other teams with us.
Yeah.
Like how we got to be ready for that. We got to be ready for we seeing more coverage because they trying to affect us and they can get out to us with 4. You know what I mean?
The other thing I was a little surprised by, so in the Giants game, you'd expect them to say, hey, you're a rookie quarterback. They're going to run the ball. Let's play single high. Let's stack the box. He does play light boxes, which is a Vic Fangio thing, right? Yeah. So we're going to play quarters, 3, but it's all, we're trying to keep numbers over our receivers.
Yeah.
And I look at that and I'm like, if they're going to do that versus us, versus the Commanders.
Yeah.
Like, let's give them a heavy dose of C-Rod, heavy dose of
Make them come in the box.
Yeah, make them get out of what they want to do, I would say. And again, this is one of those things where it's like they know that we know.
Yeah.
So do they change coming into the game?
And I was asking, I'm glad you brought it up. I was asking myself, because I'm saying to myself, like, wouldn't you pressure a young guy more? Wouldn't you want to put another man in the box? Like, why are you leaving this? I don't know if Neighbors was a factor to that.
No, but Neighbors went out early.
No, but I'm saying this was early. This was before he went out. So I don't know if he played a role in that. But I'm glad he brought. And I know Logan is like damn near Einstein when it comes to that, knowing the different defenses and why they do what they do. But I was wondering to myself, just watching, I'm like, why they only sending 4? Can they actually be effective, or were they trying to say we don't think Dart can read the coverage with so many men and throw it to the open guy?
And to be fair,
which he did.
And to be fair to the defense, honestly, like they had a bunch of short fields to defend. So like a lot of those points aren't necessarily on them. So like it worked.
Yeah.
But it just like they had the interception from Dexter Lawrence, which they took back to like the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
That's 7 points. They had a big return. You know what I mean? Like there were things in that game that kind of.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
But this who you want to play with is Darwin James, because they play that hard cover shell, because they know in the run game he's still going to be aggressive. Just because you're in cover 4, cover 2, he's coming down.
Dude, they do a lot of stuff with him, man. They blitz him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He matches up. He was matching up 1-on-1 with like slot receivers.
He can do it. So he's the guy that if I'm the offense, I'm keying in on. And when I go for my big plays, they're coming. I hate to say it, they're coming at you. And I'm going to use your aggression against you.
Interesting.
I'm going to run, go deep. Run, go deep. I'm going to make you run all day long, Darwin James. You're going to be the one.
And I will say their front's playing really well. Jamari Caldwell's a rookie from Oregon. He's doing a good job. And Taylor Tart is a name that I'm sure no one's familiar with, but he's like playing awesome. He's playing like 3 technique for them. He's been really disruptive. Tui Tuilopu is doing a great job.
He's balling.
So they've got some horses in the front now that are pretty good. Obviously, Khalil Mack's hurt, but like, don't sleep on this defense. Is good. It's well staffed.
This team is well coached. A good team.
Yeah, man.
And
that's why I say it's hard to, especially a wounded dog, and then you going into their backyard to go out there and say, okay, let's do it. Like we both in a situation where we both wounded, and we're gonna see who wanted the most.
Yeah. So in the secondary, they're playing like it's I give a lot of credit to Jesse Minter, man, because like he's got these dudes. It's not overly complicated, but it feels complicated when you're watching it, and they just know where to be at a super high level. So I'm really curious to see what Cliff comes up with, because like. You want to give the quarterback things to kind of dissect the coverage. You want to give him things where we can run the football. So I'm curious to see how he coaches it.
And say this is a Zach Ertz game. We're going to kill you in the middle of the field before we go. We're gonna go middle, deep.
But I will hope too. We find a way to sustain drives. You know what I mean?
That's the thing.
And I feel like if you can do that with that, I mean, like we have to lean on these guys we have in the backfield sooner or later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think the only way you can do that is by staying ahead of the chain. So we can't be sitting there getting penalized for no bull crap.
Yeah.
And we got to make every play count.
Yeah.
You understand? If you're not making every play, I feel like last year that's what we did. Every play counted. Even when we got to that 4th down, we got a new set of downs because we made every play count. So we have to get back to that kind of football. And if you get back to that kind of football, you rest your defense. You don't have them tied with they tongue hanging out of their mouths. and having to deal with getting back on the field quick. And you give yourself a chance to get something going to where now you got them where you want them at. You know, sitting Herbert down, making sure that he's on the sideline getting cold. You know what I mean? So I need to see that from us this week. I think that's our style of football that we haven't seen yet this year.
Yeah, just being more aggressive. And again, like it goes, I think both the point you made there is they're related in a way that maybe you don't expect. Like to run the football, we have to possess the football.
Possess it.
Right? And like so. Fourth downs, third downs, those efficiency numbers. Everyone's like, oh, they deserve more carries. It's like we gotta have plays.
Yeah, you gotta have drive.
You gotta run plays.
Yeah.
And so like I thought the offense played pretty well against Atlanta. We didn't talk about that. Like thought Mario did some really good things, but that's the one bugaboo is we didn't possess the football.
Yeah.
And I think if we do that, then obviously
we had like 16 plays going into offensive plays going into halftime.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you.
That is
and people calling me, why we ain't running?
That's a drive from us last year. Like that was like some of our first series. Like our first drives of the game was 16 plays that time. So.
All right, so that's kind of our preview. I think I'm really can't wait to see what Joe Wood Jr. and Cliff Kingsbury come up with, and I know Dan Quinn's going to get these boys right and ready to go. But in the meantime, let's pay some bills here. What do you think, Fred? You got one more read?
Yeah, I think I got one.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this one.
Now the Southern slang is useful, and I like how this thing say "read slowly." Don't you read this fast?
That's perfect for you.
All right, team, listen up. The countdown is on for the ultimate fall showdown in West Virginia. Leaves are switching jerseys from green to gold, ready to light up the hillside. If you want the best seat in the house for the end of the season spectacular, it's time to hit the old country road. Make your move to West Virginia for some serious leaf peeping. That's what I said, leaf peeping. Don't drop the ball on this one.
I like that, Fred.
West Virginia.
That might win. If you remember, we're voting for the reads. We're going to have like an internal prize amongst the three of us. That one might have won today. That was pretty good. All right, Geico. Let's see. I didn't even look at this thing. How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like finding a parking spot in front of a busy outdoor cafe where you're meeting some of your old friends from college. And you're about to parallel park in that so tight spot, and then everyone in the cafe stops to watch. And you nail it in one try. Like the parallel parking baller you are. Nobody clapped, but we know they really wanted to. Yep. Switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.
So you really probably push the parallel parking button now because that's what cars got.
Do you do that? I
don't trust it.
I get nervous.
My car have it. I haven't tried it yet.
I won't try it. I won't trust it.
The only thing I have tried with my truck is I use the one where no drive. As long as you're looking at the road, it drive for you. Drive assistance.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is special. If you look over to the right long enough, it will put the blinker on for you and get over to the right lane. If you look over to the left long enough, it would. Bro, that thing.
I'm telling you, we're living in the future, man.
I won't trust.
Is special.
Listen,
and if you're not looking, it tell you I'm finna leave you alone. It's on your own. Like if you start putting your eyes down or they feel like you're sleeping, they'll let you'll feel your car let you know like, hey, it's no longer on me. It's on you. So I like it though.
I don't trust it.
Yeah.
I need control.
Yeah.
I'm a control guy. I need control of that truck.
All right. We're living in the future, man. All right, now time for the fan favorite. Hell yeah.
Or hell no.
It's good. All right. So first one, special teams keeps being special. This one feels like the easiest one we've ever had on this.
Man, you know what? It just seemed like every week we're going to see a huge return from either the kick return team or the punt return team. And that's not to say we came into the game last week saying that our special teams have been, moving on a different beat, every level of it. But did you see how many guys we had injured from the Falcons from the kickoff team? Every kickoff.
I seen so many Falcons laying horizontal after the kickoff. I'm talking about
it was unbelievable,
not one kickoff. Every kickoff, I just started closing my eyes because I was like, these are car accidents.
You had to be where I was at, sitting in the stadium and just watching that body on the ground. I'm like, well, damn, is a new person down there?
And I got to get a foul because the prop, they kept getting up.
So I believe so. Hell yeah, man. I think our special team is going to be special, man. I mean, they just shown that's their MO. They've already said, hey.
Give McCaffrey some props. He had 190 some yards returning. All right, that's a lot of yards, man.
And he missed some. It was some out there that
he left out
I'm
there.
sure when he watching film, coach like, you got to hit it because it's there.
Yeah.
And I think it took him once or twice, and then the third time when he started hitting it. So he left some out there that I'm pretty sure
Izzo is
he
making
pissed
it
off.
happen. He's drawing it up over there. I give him that.
Hell yeah, for me, physical, tough, hyper competitive, and I think we've got a good schematic edge. I think our returns are hitting in a nice way. So
I just don't want to see him doing too many returns either. So that means
we giving up points.
I don't want to see too many of that.
Also, dude, the way he hits those, like I like to stand behind it on kickoff. Like there's times where like you see it open up and he's hitting it, and that dude just gets absolutely sawed in half.
Yeah.
And then he'll stand up and just walk to the sideline. I'm like, I would be dead. Dude, I would be dead.
No, it was the most physical kickoff team I think I ever seen in my life.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. All right. Last one, only 2 today. Washington gets a critical turnover.
Yep, we've been right there.
Hell yeah.
We've been right there. All right, the turnovers come in bunches.
Yeah.
All right, it's no rhyme or reason to why they come. It's none of that. But they come in bunches and the seal is broken now.
Yeah.
It's like when you're drinking, you go use the bathroom, it's over.
Exactly.
All night long.
All night.
All right, the seal has been broken on the turnover.
That's a good
All right,
one.
now they gonna come.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You get up there one time to go.
Oh, it's gonna be a long night.
You might well just sit there by the talk. I'm being there in a minute, y'all. I gotta go again.
What's that seal, bro?
Oh man.
So I'm gonna say hell yeah. And again, I think the banged up offensive line, the pressure they'll be able to create.
Yeah.
I think that'll help. I think Justin Herbert's a good player.
Herbert gonna throw him, and he put 2 in the air. One of them came from Sexy Dexy.
Yeah,
he just put his hands up, knocked the ball to himself, and tried his best.
Not like a 300-pounder runner.
He
with the
tried.
rock, man.
I know he pissed off with himself.
Listen,
he might be 375, man. He's a big old boy.
I'm just saying, as a defensive player, it just brings a smile to my face when the 300-pounders get their hand on the rock, man.
Yeah, so he's gonna give us opportunities, man. But we just gotta be that team, man. We gotta be that magnet when like ball is life. We gotta see it.
And it's also, one thing I will say about Amari Hampton, he runs crazy hard.
Yeah.
But when people run hard like that, they lose track of where the ball's at. So maybe we get one there too. Yeah. We get one on special teams, muff punt, something like that. So
we need it.
Yeah, I think this is a game. This is a good football team in LA, and I think we're
gonna need a short field to get some scores. Like you cannot drive 80 yards on this team every time and think you're gonna score. We need short fields.
Need short fields. Yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's show.
Bring me home.
Please make sure to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Comment. That really helps us out. And we can't wait to watch this Chargers game, man.
We feel good, fans. You should feel good, too. It's just the start of the season. Yeah. Calm down. Grandmama in the kitchen. Yeah. Get out of the kitchen.
She cooking stew beef.
Huh?
That's it.
That thing takes some hours.
The Command Center podcast was filmed at the Big Bear AI Command Center studio. Big Bear AI offers mission-ready AI for a rapidly evolving world, proudly protecting the Washington Commanders and its fans.